everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig and I am so excited to bring you tea bag folding using this great cutting die from our friends at Creative Expressions. This is Pointy Petals cutting dies. There's two sizes here, and if you're not familiar with tea bag folding, it's this great little folding technique that's been around forever. This is kind of a new take on that. It makes it much easier and less time consuming to do, but the cards are fantastic with so much dimension. I can't wait to show you what I came up with, so come back and play with us. So Creative Expressions is great about giving you step-by-step instructions inside their little folder here. And this, of course, comes with every die set. There are 4 folds: basic fold, fold 2, fold 3, fold 4. I'm going to show you how to make these. They're really easy to make. However, they do have a really great video from the designer, Jamie Rogers. He did a fantastic job. His uses a stamp set along with the die, but the folds are done the exact same way. I'm going to attach that on the product page at paperwishes.com. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, that video will also be down below this video in the description box. Let's see, what else should I tell you? Oh yes, we have a great money saver on these dies with a few extra goodies. And if you're watching us on Paper Wishes, it's right over there. Check that out, it's on the right hand side. And if you are watching us on YouTube, once again, look down below in the description box. And that link will take you to Paper Wishes, where you will see the money saver and everything we used, and also full color photos of each card. So I'm going to be folding today with a couple different kinds of papers. We've got Picket Fence 6x6 patterned cardstock from hot off the press, which is not typical for tea bag folding, but I like the dimension that it gives. So we're going to use that as well. And we've got some dotted vellum, which gives a really neat kind of folding texture, creases very nicely. And we've got some metallic gold paper, also creases really nicely. So let's get to this first card. We're going to work on fold number 1. Here we go. So for this card, I used a slimline card, so it's 8.5 by 3.5 inches. This one uses the Picket Fence, okay, paper pad or cardstock pad. So what I did was I glued 6-inch length of it right here on this side of the card, and then for the rest of the card, then I went ahead and just added a little bit of the striped paper that's in here and just made that a complete 8.5-inch section there. And then I went ahead and added some little pearl and pastel thin line Dazzle stickers. I use the white ones, which are right there. It's tiny little thin line borders. I place them on each end. And then the Get Well sticker, this is from the We're Together Dazzle stickers, and this is in the more We're Together. So it's got this wonderful kind of coppery brown, the white, which I used, gold and silver, and just a nice little Get Well card. And at the center of my folds, I went ahead and added some Bashful Flowers, flower singular. This little medium size right there made a nice little decoration at the center. So let's get right to these folds. All right, so this part we're going to probably want to zoom in on, Steve. So I'm going to show you how to do fold number 1. As I said, it's right here in step-by-step pictures here. The first thing you're going to want to do is I'm going to fold this one, which is going to be the center piece right here. I'm going to show you how each one is folded like this, but I thought I should show you how to fold it in a larger piece. This was made with this size, okay? And then I'm going to show you using the larger one, just so it's a little easier for you to see. So the basic fold starts off with, there's little fold lines right here, if you can see those. So you're going to fold right here, and you're going to need a bone folder. And we sell them in a pack of 2 like this. Out of the 2 of these, I like this one the best. It's a little smaller in my hand, fits really nicely. Both work great. And we're just going to fold it like this, okay? And then we're going to do the side pieces. So we're just folding along the fold lines, but it's really nice that you just fold up you're just kind of lining up the petals too, so it's very easy to do. And when you're done, you're going to be able to see those fold lines a little better. And then the next step is we're going to actually take the top part and the bottom part, and we're going to have those pieces meet together. So these 2 right here, these 2 petals are just going to get tucked under, like that and like that. Okay, and then you're going to get this little heart shape. So let's try that again. You're going to go from here And then you're going to have these two pieces at the top be your heart shape. You're tucking, 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 and it just goes like that. So that's your heart shape. When you get to the heart shape, we're gonna fold that again. In here they call that reaffirming the fold. Okay, reaffirming. Just making sure that fold looks great. All right, now at this point right here, we're gonna go on to taking, you've got 4 little petals like this. We're gonna take those top petals right here, and we are actually going to fold them into the center. Okay, so we're gonna take this, and we're going to fold it, and there's no fold line or score line on that. You're just folding half of it. It's like that. And then just going to take that and go over that. All right, so that's what we've got for that first petal right there. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Oops. And I think like the little bottom, no matter what weight of paper I use, the bottom, that little tiny piece right there, that's the part that if there's any tricky little part, that's the one that I usually have trouble with. And it's not a big problem. I'm just saying, if you kind of notice your tip is a little wonky down there, yeah, mine too. So you just kind of have to manipulate it a little bit. All right, so that is fold number 1. That's what it looks like. Okay. So for this one right here, I actually took 4 of this one right here, and I got to the heart shape, same basic fold, and I got to the heart shape, and I just decided I'm not going to fold that anymore, and I glued them right there. But before I glued them, I decided I'm just going to alter it a little bit, and I just folded down, because these papers are cardstock, rather, are double-sided. I really wanted to show that off, so I just folded it like that. And then I glued 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then I took this one, which is the smaller version of the one we just folded, and I did the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to glue that, I used Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. That's our fave around here. Now, if you don't like, this is a rosette, okay? If you don't like all that dimension on your rosette, when you're putting it in your envelope, it all compacts down, okay? And then it'll just kind of spring up when it's taken out, dimension there. You could go ahead and take your glue, and you could just put little dots of glue and fold everything down and lay it flat, okay? So, like, you could lay that all flat like that, and just put little dots of glue under here, and a little dot of glue in here, and fold it all flat. And that's totally okay too. So whatever look you like the best. All right, so that is fold number 1. All right, so now we're going to go to fold number 2, which is this one right here. All right, so on fold number 2 for this card, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And what I did on this one, for the base of the card, for the base of the rosette right here, that burgundy piece, I went ahead and die cut one of these scallop circles right here. This is 12 circles and scallops cutting dies. And I just did that out of burgundy because I wanted some sort of landing place right there for that. Covered my card with the 6x6 cardstock, and then before I glued that down, I just took a little strip of this little purple dot, and I put that along the top and the bottom. And then glued my 6x6 paper there, and then just trimmed the rest off, even with the card. And then put a little strip here, and that was easy to take because this, on the back of this piece right here, is this color. So when I trimmed off that 1 inch, I just inked the edges with a little bit of brown, and I just glued that right there. And then I assembled, oh, before I mention, okay, then I also took my fancy border Dazzles, and these are pearl and pastel, and I used this one right here. It's got these great scallops on there, and I put one of those at the top and the bottom. And then we've got the same pearl and pastel script greeting Dazzle stickers. I did happy and birthday right here. And in the center for my little decoration there, I took these little half pearls that we have, and there's some really beautiful colors in here. There's so many in here. And just glued a little purple one right in the center. So let's get to the fold. So for the fold number 2, if you start off with, first of all, I should mention, this is a fold number 2 and this is a fold number 2. They're just different sizes. And this is where we are right here on their instructions. So I've already gone ahead and already scored this. So now I'm going to go to our little heart shape right there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to our little heart shape. All right, then let's zoom in a little bit on this, Steve. So then we're going to take, remember these top 2 petals right here. We're going to do something a little different with those. We're going to take this one, we're going to open it up, kind of like this, and then we're going to flatten it. So we're going to flatten it. And see, there's that little point part right there. It's always tricky. So you're just going to kind of smush that part. All right, so you just want to align those top edges. There we go. All right, so that's one side right there. Now remember, we still have another little petal on this side, on the right. We're going to do the exact same thing. And I've noticed tea bag folding has a lot in common with origami. When I learned origami when I was very young, my mom taught me, and she said, origami generally, and I think this is true for those of you who do origami, what you're going to do on one side for a fold, you're going to do the same on the other. And I find that to be true with tea bag folding. All right. So now I just finished folding that one, and you see I've got 1, 2, 3 on this side, and this is the one I just folded. And that's because you just got to move that one right over. Okay, so when you pop that open, that's what that looks like. And then we're going to do this one again. All right, so this one is the same fold, and I made these out of purple dot, and there's one here, 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 and here. And then this one right here, that's the one we just folded. This is what it looks like out of the smaller die. And this one is here, here, oops, here, and here. And you glue those down. Now, at this point, if you don't want them to be all puffy, that rosette, you could just put little dots of glue in, and you could just hold that down for a second. You could glue those all down so they're nice and flat. So that's what it pretty much looks like when it's flat. So it's up to you. I love the dimension. All right, so we're going to take a break, and then I'm going to show you folds 3 and 4. Okay, for my next card, we're going to work on fold number 3, and that's this one right here on their instructions. For this one, this is a 5x5 card. As you can see, I covered it with a little bit of the purple paper from Picket Fence. This one right here, and then I used the stripe paper right here. And from my base here, I actually took the metallic gold paper. It's a very nice weight, it creases beautifully. I actually took that and die cut it with the large rosette, and then I just glued that to the center of my card, and that's just sort of the base of my card, and rather the base of my rosette. And so I sort of built on top of that. All right, so here we have this first one out of that purple script paper. Okay, this is fold number 1 that we did at the top of the video, and I did 4 of those, right there, and right there. Okay, that's fold number 1. And then for this one, fold number 3, it's a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our metallic paper, and we're going to go ahead and do our basic fold. We've scored everything ahead of time. So we're going to take those pieces, fold them, rather those petals, and fold them like that. There we go. All right, and then we're going to get to this piece right here. We have our 2 little petal pieces right here, and we're going to pretty much do fold number 2, and then we're going to alter it. So I love that you can take those folds that we've been learning here, and then you can just take one more step and completely change it with just one additional step. So we're just doing that fold that we just did, fold number 2. We're doing both sides of that top set of petals. Oops, a little off there, because I want those top edges of those petals to align. There we go. There we go, just like that. And remember, we've got 1, 2, 3 on one side and that 1, and then we're just moving that 1 that we just folded over. So that's what it's going to look like when you're done. Okay, and then at this point, okay, so that's fold number 2 that we had done. To make fold number 3, all you're doing is you're taking these little top pieces right here and you're folding them down. Oh, interesting. Just like that. You're just going to fold it to the back of just that top layer. You're altering the previous fold, fold number 2, and that's fold number 3. Okay, so that's fold number 3. Now, you can either leave them tucked under like that, you could glue that all flat, okay, or you can add even more dimension by pulling those forward a little bit, and they kind of prop up. The designer, Jamie, said these are like shirt collars, and I agree, they're definitely like shirt collars. Like that, look at that. And then what I did was, here's some extra ones that I made. Now you can, instead of gluing them like this, like we have the other ones, I'm kind of squaring them up and using 4, you can actually glue one over the other. See how that just slides in? And you can glue those together. And then you can take this one and you can just glue those together. So you can, instead of using 4, you can use 6, and they're just much more dense, okay? And just give you an entirely different look. And that's what I did here. I just sort of overlapped them. Just like that. And this is what that size, that fold looks like in the smaller rosette. I demonstrated it once again in the larger so you could see better, but this is what they look in the smaller. And I took 6 of the smaller one and put them together, and then took one of those little pearls there and then just added the little We're Together Dazzle stickers again in that white. Right, pretty easy. And just look at all that dimension. I love that. And sparkle. Really, really pretty. What I love to do is I sat there yesterday and I die cut all of the colors that I wanted. So I die cut 6 of those. And then I just sat there and folded while I was watching TV and just mass produced them. And it was just fun to do. All right, so in this one, instead of doing another card, this is fold number 4. I almost said fold number 6. This is fold number 4. I made an ornament. So look at all that dimension. All right. These are all done with one fold. And even though it's fold number 4, I think it's the easiest fold. All right. So let's take a look at that. For this one, I used the same metallic gold paper. And I also added, this is vellum dots. Very nice weight here. All right. And then what I did was, once I had all my pieces together for the vellum, I actually just took a little hand-cut circle of vellum and I glued them onto this, and then so that way I could kind of keep them all together, and then I glued them to this gold back piece, and then I glued one on top of that so that it wouldn't have white paper on the back of it. All right, so let's do that. Let's do fold number 4. This is what fold number 4 looks like when it's done. So it's like the heart, but then it looks like it's kind of got an M on there, or I guess a W if you're looking at it this way. So for this one, we're starting off with folded, already scored everything, folded it, and then we're folding into that basic heart shape, all right? So for this one, super easy, you guys. So what you're gonna do is, you're just gonna take this and you're gonna fold those top 2 petals, okay? You're gonna fold just the top 2 back. So there's one, folded back. And then we're going to go to the other side. All right, and we're going to fold that. All right, and then I like to take the 2 pieces that I folded, right there, those 2 petals, and I like to hold those together and then score those again together. Oops, my heart came undone. All right, so then when you kind of unfold them a little bit, stretch them out. Okay, there's that W shape or the M shape. That's a really easy fold. So for this one, what I did was I just mass produced these, and then I did that same technique where you glue one over the other. Okay, and then I did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 times, all the way around. So look how full it looks, just really beautiful with that vellum. And the vellum folds and creases really, really nicely. And then did the same thing here at the center of this one. That gold one is the exact same thing. So let's check out that gold one really quickly here. I had forgotten to pre-fold this one. So while I'm pre-folding this one, I will tell you guys that the money saver on this is really good. And as you can see, these are really versatile. You could make beautiful cards just for every occasion. You could make Christmas ornaments. And the dimension on these is just amazing. Tea bag folding's been around for so long, but I really love what Jamie Rogers did with these dies. And beautiful, beautiful job. And of course, as I said, I will attach the video that he did to the die set and on our homepage at Paper Wishes, but also on YouTube, so you guys can check that out too. Okay, and this last one, folding. All right. There we go. There's that little W or the M. And then those I just glued in 1, 2, 3, 4, really just put a dot of that Cosmic Shimmer glue in there. And then just when that was all dry, I found it was best, then just put one of those little gold half pearls in there. And then before I put these 2 pieces back to back, remember that I just die cut 2 of these from the gold paper, didn't fold them. I just took a little bit of white thread and I just sandwiched those ends together. I think I knotted them first to give them a little tooth, and then put some glue on it and then just let that all dry together. So really easy. So maybe we can zoom out a little bit and take a better look at these. So definitely check out that money saver, you guys. It's a really great deal for a tool to keep in your card making stash. You know, you got to have one. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.